Go for it.
Hi, it's Aaron here, and beside me is,
Done it.
and this is the first episode of our Not a Car podcast. It's a bit of a preview episode just to tell you what to expect from the podcast, a bit about me and Donna, and a bit about Cardian and what we do here. And I'll let Donna explain. I'll let Donna explain what we have coming up. It's been a long day.
Basically, what this episode is, it's all about who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing this, and what to expect over the next few months. So basically, we're just going to introduce ourselves, just have a chat, and we've got a number of guests lined up over the next few months. Everything from sports stars to mental and health, fitness, lifestyle, and everything in between. And just to make it clear to everyone, due to COVID-19, we've got a lovely plastic visor in between us to keep us nice and safe. And
for the podcast, obviously, we've removed our masks, but our masks are immediately on after this podcast.
If it's okay with you, Mr. Wall, I'm going to kickstart questions.
Shoot away, can't wait.
Okay, so your name is?
Aaron.
Perfect. And where are you from, Aaron?
Care,
County Tipperary?
Yeah.
Great spot. Know a few boyos out in Care.
Very nice town.
Yeah. Tough cookies now. Tough cookies. Okay, what is your role here in Cardian?
My role is everything and anything. So, no, I'm a sales manager here in Cardian, and I kind of do everything and anything, really.
Okay.
Main thing to do is sell cars.
Sell cars. Nice.
And,
sounds easy.
Yeah, and it's they kind of sell themselves, to be fair.
And tell me this, how long are you here in Cardian?
We're in Cardian just under 2 years. So we opened in October 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm losing track of time. I think I'm right on that. I think maybe November. We are a massive warehouse with offices and 50 odd used cars in stock. So the good thing about it is, I suppose, all our cars are indoors. So if it's a rainy day, it's a nice environment to buy a car, to be fair. I used to work in, obviously, Pierce Motors, where we'd have cars in the yard, and sometimes when the elements are coming down, it can be kind of
daunting.
Just for customers looking at cars, it can be, but you bring an umbrella with you, but the environment we have here is nice, and we've LED lights and everything, so it's nice and bright.
Makes it easier for the customer to actually have a look at it.
Yeah, and even if an inquiry comes in, it's all we have to do is run out of our office and do a video. And as I said, there's no wind, no rain. So
perfect conditions.
Absolutely.
Okay. So tell me this, the biggest change you've seen. So you've been in the car industry since 2014, is it?
Yeah, that's 7 years, 7 years, nearly 7 years in October. Time flies.
And what is the biggest change you've seen happen while you've been working in the car industry?
Well, it's kind of a forced change. Click and deliver.
Click and deliver.
I never thought I'd see the day. Well, I knew the day was coming that you would sell cars fully online.
Explain click and deliver. So basically, I'm interested in one of your cars.
So an inquiry comes in online, over the phone, on our social media. So that's where we get our inquiries.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for example, it's on a Golf. So we'll immediately do you a personalized video of the Golf you're looking at. So we'll walk around the car. We'll show you some of the features it has. We'll go through all the spec, and we send it to the customer. So we instantly would send it. So an inquiry will come in at 10 o'clock in the morning. And within 10 minutes, they'll have that personalized video.
Okay.
And then we follow up with a phone call and a WhatsApp message. And the benefit of WhatsApp message is the customer can send on pictures of their own car, and it's user friendly.
Okay, instant, yeah.
Yeah, and then once we get the pictures, we price the car up to the customer, and then if they want finance quotes, we arrange finance as well. And it's as straightforward as, like, in some instances, we could have a deal done in an hour. So if an inquiry comes in at 10 o'clock, you could have them priced up. The finance could be approved. They've got the video of the car. You've seen pictures of their car, and the deal is done at 11 o'clock.
Wow.
And in some cases, we have the car delivered that evening. But to be honest, majority of the time, it's the next day or the day after. In certain circumstances, it could be a week. But that's what click and deliver is.
Okay.
Inquiry comes in, and it's delivered to your door.
And if you were to put a percentage of the sales so far for 2021 out of 100%, how many of them would have been online sales through Cardian?
Yeah, it's like online sales, maybe kind of like 60% online because you do get phone calls as
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of in around 60-40, 50-50, but it depends. Like some months, then you can get a bit more phone calls
Yeah.
than others. But
Wow.
I think
Okay.
it's leaning towards the
Towards online.
online and Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's online. Yeah.
Okay. So Aaron, you are currently living in Care. Is that correct?
It is. I
Okay.
moved back recently. I was living in Limerick for about 2 years, and I suppose the second year living in Limerick was spoiled by the pandemic.
Yes.
So living in a quieter town now, like Limerick was pretty quiet in my last year. So I suppose the only disadvantages is that I had a 5 minute commute to work. Now I have 45 minutes to 50 minutes, which is
How'd you find that commute?
look, I suppose you get used to it. A good podcast, or a good few tunes, I suppose, gets me
Tell,
through it.
tell me this, will you be listening to yourself on your podcast on your way home?
I hate the sound of my own voice, so no.
Okay, so recently moved home to Care. Is there anything you miss about Limerick other than the commute to work?
Yeah, I suppose Limerick is the kind of choice of takeaways and eateries. When you're in Care, you don't really have anything like that, to be honest. You have a few restaurants,
Yeah,
but you don't have the list
spoiled for choice, basically.
Yeah, Limerick is just a joke, to be honest.
Okay. Love it.
Which is good for the health, though, you know.
Yeah. So, Aaron, by all accounts, you're an avid Man United fan. Is that correct?
Yeah, for my troubles, to be
Okay.
fair.
Okay. And
Good times are coming back slowly. A bit like Munster fans. I was thinking Munster and Man United are pretty similar. Well, unbelievable a couple of years ago, maybe 10 years ago or more, but now are just kind of
you're shooting yourself in the foot here now, big time.
they're coming back. They're coming back.
Right. So big Man United fan, and I believe you go on most of the away games.
Well, it's the European away
European
games,
away.
so I wish I could go to all the away games. But the European trips, because they're midweek, I suppose, and it's not really quite work around here on a Wednesday and Thursday, so it's grand to get off for 2 days. And from Ireland to those European countries during in midweek, the flights are pretty cheap, and I won't lie, they're the best crack, to be honest.
Saying that, what's your most memorable or favorite trip, Man United trip?
Memorable one, I suppose, was just 2 or 3. Paris 2 years ago when we I think we were 3-1 down, 2-0 down from the first leg, and we're missing like most of our starting players, and came back and bet them in Paris. And we were Amsterdam the night before, so that was a brilliant trip. I suppose the
You want
last
to elaborate on Amsterdam, or will you just keep going?
Yeah, I'll keep going. One of the last trips was in Bruges. That was a good trip, good crack. But they're all great crack. They're all brilliant, to be honest. Really enjoyable. But like, going off to see your favorite team in a European city for 2 or 3 days,
Can't beat it.
you can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Okay, moving on then. Have you had any holidays affected by COVID, or have you planned any holidays towards the end of the year or anything like that? Or
Well, I've lost out on probably 6-7 trips with United, but yeah, I've missed out on, like anyone, missed out on a good few. Did you Budapest for a week? Was it Poland? And we had planned to go to New York, but I've learned a lesson not to book anything
until everyone's jabbed.
There's no global pandemic, but as I said, I can't wait to get away again. But
yeah,
it's all work.
Work. Yeah, look, it has to be done as well. So if this COVID-19, all restrictions lifted, travel, everything like that, you were told, yeah, that's fine, you can fly anywhere, do whatever you want, what's the first thing you're going to do tomorrow?
I'm easy with sun probably at the moment. It depends on the time, but I definitely like
whereabouts.
Like I take Spain, I don't mind, like anywhere it's for a week,
just sun
with sun and a nice few pints and a few cocktails. But yeah, I think like you'd appreciate us on holiday now, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's been too long.
It has
way too long.
And tell me this then, any goals planned for the rest of 2021?
Personal goals, well, hopefully maybe to build a house.
Oh, nice.
Or no, buy a house.
Either or is pretty impressive.
Yeah, maybe get a dog.
Oh, what kind of a dog?
I'm a kind of a Labrador man, or
nice.
Maybe a Retriever. Anything after that, then I have no interest.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
I know, yeah, a bit of a dog snob. Yeah. Love a Labrador.
Yeah, they're. I had one. They're great dogs.
But yeah, they're quite good goals, and to get out of the country for a holiday, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, and be be very successful in work.
Yeah.
Sell loads of cars.
Okay, so we're going to have a bit of a quick fire round here. Just a couple of questions. So, what's your go-to dish at home? You're cooking.
A Giovanni, and a Giovanni is what you can get in Tuscany, which is an Italian restaurant in Limerick.
Very nice.
It's very tasty, creamy pasta dish.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a bit of chorizo as well.
Oh wow.
Okay. So it's quite easy to make.
Black olives? Is there olives?
Yeah, there is
yes.
olives, garlic, chili, chorizo, chicken.
That could be another episode is cooking at home with Cardian.
Yeah, no way. No way. I leave the kitchen in a mess. I'm horrendous. Herself be killing me. Stuff everywhere.
Oh, wow.
I'm the worst man ever. But that dish is from Tuscany and Limerick. They actually had a tutorial during the lockdown, which is good of them.
Very helpful, yeah.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
I'm on my 7th or 8th attempt. It's kind of half what I taste like in Tuscany, so I'm getting there.
Getting there. And tell me this, favorite takeaway?
At the moment, it's an Indian. I'm on an Indian buzz at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Don't ask me my favorite dish, because what I'm doing is, like, anytime I get it, I'm getting a different one. So
okay.
I just like a bit of spice in the food. So
bit of spice.
Yeah, like garlic naan, you can't go wrong.
Oh, can't go wrong. Yeah, love
so Indian. Yeah, Indian or Italian, to be honest.
Okay. Favorite place in Ireland?
Probably Kerry, I'd say.
You have to pick a spot in Kerry.
Yeah. If I had to pick one spot, maybe Dingle, I suppose.
Dingle,
but Sneem is nice. Killarney. Yeah, they call it the Kingdom for a reason, I suppose.
They do indeed. They do indeed. That Kingdom. And okay. Favorite pint of Guinness in Ireland?
Not to be banging on about Kerry again, but anywhere in Dingle. Any pub.
Any pub.
Every
Any pub that serves Guinness is good to me right now.
When you go past the Cork-Kerry border, or when you get into Kerry, the first pub you come to, any pub
when you come out of the Cork into Kerry is what you mean.
It's just the Guinness is just amazing. I don't know what it is.
Right, Aaron, that's all my kind of questions for you then.
And just yourself, Les, what's your name?
My name is Donna.
Where are you from?
I am from Kerry, the Kingdom, as you referred to.
And what part of Kerry?
I am from a mixture of places, really. It's a parish called Glenbeigh Glencar. Yeah, so we've got the scenic views of McGillicuddy Reeks, and then in Glenbeigh we've got the beautiful beach of Ross Bay.
And what brought you to Limerick? Because you do live in Limerick. So, and how long are you living in Limerick?
I came to Limerick for college, and I've basically been in Limerick since 2011, I think September 2011, and I'm still here. And my other half has really kept me here. But yeah, listen, I kind of know Limerick inside out now at this stage. I've been here so long. I've actually been here 10 years. That's scary when you kind of think about it.
There's a bit more happening, I suppose.
Yeah, it's definitely come a long way in the last 10 years from when we first started out here. But yeah, look, it's great. I got a 5-minute commute to work, which is great. I was, when I was out in Pierce Motors, had a 40-minute drive, and moved into Cardian then, and it's only a 5-minute drive.
And just about your experience, previous jobs, your current role in Cardian.
Previous jobs, I worked with a sports company in UL, and basically what we were doing was selling tackling equipment to American football and rugby, predominantly in the US. So we'd work kind of crazy hours here in UL. Basically looked after the marketing side of operations there as a junior marketing executive, and kind of worked my way up to marketing executive. After that, then I moved out to Pierce Motors in September 2019. Moved into Cardian here in October of 2019, and now I'm looking after the marketing for Cardian and Pierce Motors. So it's full time. Yeah, it's full going.
And how do you find doing marketing for 2 different companies? Well, we are the one company, but 2 different brands.
Yeah, it's with Cardian here, we're a bit more free. We're able to do stuff like this, sit down, have the chats, have a bit of crack, and our kind of marketing spin is our own. We can kind of take it whatever way we want and flip it. Whereas out in Pierce Motors, there are Volkswagen and Seat franchise dealership, so they are basically tied within brand guidelines. In a way, it's great because both brands they would send me on content on a weekly basis. You kind of know what you need to push, when you need to push it, and certain offers and stuff like that. So it really helps me plan my months a lot better. And then in Cardian here, then depending on what way Pierce Motors is looking, I can plan what we're going to do in Cardian, stuff like this, virtual test drives. But yeah, I think the digital marketing for here is very exciting, and also in Pierce Motors. I'm looking forward to our sit down series here with all our guests. I think we're going to look back on this episode in 12 months time, cringing.
Just a question on the marketing. So if we had a white Fiat 500 in the showroom,
yeah,
who would you target?
Who would I target? I'm not giving away my tips here. That's what people pay the big bucks for. Can't be giving away my secrets here.
And just on personal goals for this year.
Personal goals for this year, like yourself, I'd love to have keys of my own house.
Being debt for the rest of your life. I can't wait.
Debt, yeah. Yes. Give me the debt, please. Yeah, hopefully myself and my other half are looking to hopefully get a house in the next couple of weeks, very latest before the end of the year. So touch wood, see how that goes.
Yeah.
Other than that, then really just kind of, yeah, obviously travel is a big one. I think COVID has really opened up a lot of people's eyes to how little you travel, and you kind of just need to experience what you can when you can, because you don't really know how long it's going to be there for. So travel is definitely another. We did have a holiday booked for March in Dubai that's been postponed till October. Hopefully get out of October, but I will be leaving the country at some stage for a holiday.
Enjoy that 2-week quarantine.
Yeah, I'm mad to stay in a travel lodge in Dublin for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you might have a swimming pool. Just a quick fire questions.
Quick.
Favorite place in Ireland?
Favorite place in Ireland has to be Ross Bay Beach, my hometown.
I was going to say it can't be where you're from.
It's too late. You didn't say that.
Somewhere in Cork, maybe.
No, there's no way I would have a favorite place in Cork. Just put it that way. No, honestly, I think back home when the weather's nice, you just can't beat it. The sand dunes and stuff, it's unreal. Yeah.
You're a big foodie.
I am indeed.
Foodie like myself.
Yeah.
If you were to get a takeaway right now in Limerick, where would you go?
Right now,
get it delivered to our front door here in Cardian.
Delivered. Our go-to, the two of us really, our go-to here. We also had another culprit, Josh Ryan.
Josh Ryan.
If he's watching, shout out.
The tallest man in Europe.
7'8". Chipotle chicken, Chipotle chicken down in Super Subs was definitely a go-to. But recently, Mother Burger, actually spin-off of the Buttery in town, it's my go-to at the moment. Yeah,
there's too much choice burgers.
There is too much choice, and pizza is usually up there. But
special mention to 20 cookies in a pizza box from Super Subs or Supermax.
Supermax, 20 cookies, €11.
We got 40 one weekend here.
That's a different podcast.
Absolutely.
Okay, Aaron. So 3 quick questions. First car. What was your first car?
Oh, it's a good one. I always smile when I think of this. So it's a 93 Nissan Micra and 1 litre petrol. Oh, it was like a matte grey, fantastic colour. But the funniest thing about it was there was no handle in the back of the boot.
Okay.
So see the handle in that press there? Something like that was screwed onto the back of it. So it spent like a mile. But that was my first car. Never let me down.
Yeah.
Never let me down. €25 filled it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my first car.
And what would be your dream car now? No, money is not an object. What's your dream car?
Oh, man.
Click and deliver. You get it delivered by tomorrow. Yeah. What is it?
It's kind of boring. It's not really a boring car, but it's like a nice X5.
Okay.
Oh, we have one here.
Right behind us.
Yeah, that's a practical dream car. Obviously, Ferrari. Ferrari would be nice.
Nice. Okay, fair enough.
Ferrari, a red or a black, maybe.
Nice.
Maybe yellow.
Yellow. Why not? What color it's Care? It's green, is it? Care GA?
Yeah, it's not a good color for a car now.
Never. Oh, you can't be saying that now.
Yeah. Yeah, great.
And any funny car stories?
it's not really a funny one. It could have been a really dangerous one. So the first weekend I had a Nissan Micra. The tires were all bald. I didn't kind of think of checking tires. And I was driving around here on a bank holiday weekend. Thought I was cool driving around, and I was coming down Butler's Court, and the road when it's wet is so slippy. And I remember I was coming to the junction, and I was like, I was about 50 to 100 yards from the junction. So I pressed the brakes, and the car just slid.
Oh wow!
Slid. As I came to the top junction, pulled the handbrake, and I went into the curb.
Oh,
so,
nice.
I don't know if it's really funny, but
Yeah.
You learn quick. So mine was a Nissan Micra.
Okay.
What was yours?
My very first car, which I learned to drive in, was a Ford Fiesta, 1 litre petrol. I think I burned out the gearbox, everything, the clutch, just gone. Great little car to learn to drive now, to be fair. But I'll never forget that car now, to be fair.
And your dream car?
Dream car.
It's a tricky one.
It is a tricky one. I think I would like something like an old school Mustang.
Yeah.
Something like an old school Mustang.
5 litre.
Yeah, something you couldn't really afford to keep on the road over here.
Good for the environment.
Yeah. An electric. Old school Mustang.
ID4.
ID4.
So any funny stories involving the car?
Yeah, so
now we can't mention a few of them
there's
in the workplace. Just on the fear of getting in trouble.
There's one that stands out a mile. There's plenty of them, but this one stands out. When I was working in UL, I was driving an old Audi at the time, and if anyone knows UL, there's down by the 4G pitches, there's a back road, because I live out in Corbally, that side. But there's a place there you can park, and there's about 5 or 6 parking spaces, and basically I parked the car there. I was on a half day, so I was actually flying to France that afternoon for a wedding, and came out, it was raining. Hopped in the car, there was a young lad walking up the road. I said, look, Joe, it's raining, do you want to lift up as far as the cross? He's like, yeah, that'd be great. He's like, what's on the side of your car? I said to him, I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, it's all scratched. I was like, oh, it's grand. It's just probably a scratch here. He goes, no, it's proper scratch. I hopped out, and someone had keyed no parking across my passenger door and my back door. Like proper. You could see where they actually tried to do it with a Lynx can and a lighter, because the paint was actually melted, and they obviously didn't do it. So they keyed no parking all over my car.
Did you learn your lesson?
No, I parked there again when I came back after I actually didn't get that fixed at all in my car. I was driving around with that for about a month and a half.
Imagine it was the parking man done that.
No,
he ran out of clams.
If anyone who's watching this knows that person, there's a hefty reward for any information, because to key someone's car is one thing, but to key no parking is something else.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
It's an effective way of maybe stopping people park.
Right, I think that's it. So,
thanks for listening.
And
sorry for waffling.
Yeah, but look, stay tuned. We've got some exciting guests coming up over the next couple of months. There's everything from sports stars, as we said, to health and wellness and mental well-being and everything like that. And
if you're listening, you want to pop on,
more than welcome.
And you've a lot of followers, no problem.
More than welcome. Just pop us a message, or if there's any car we can help you out with, you know where to find us. Thanks for listening.
All the best.